So what you're saying is that that advertising and marketing agencies and their clients have the tendency to put everything across different platforms and devices without too much thought into what the specific platform or device can do. It all looks the same. You're getting the same content repurposed for the size. So how do we really go beyond that? And this comes to a question for Diego as it relates to design and as it relates to technology. And what I will say to all of you who are here today this morning, whether you're a technologist, a user experience designer, or a writer or something else, is that the future is about context and about providing that as high fidelity as possible to the user in the context of where they are. So recently I was reading an email, somebody unsubscribed from our email list and he was telling me why, and I was like, oh, boom, and I hit the car in front of me. And yes, I used the phone to do the claim, but not with an app. I just took pictures and so it was all interrelated, and I just added that because it was funny. But the question as to what the app should be and the content it should have is very much the same as what advertising should be in the context it should have. You know, Esurance having a really cool app does help if it's usable to do that, take care of that accident. There's a quote in Advertising Age many months ago, about 6 months ago, where it said the future of advertising is in context and content and information. So it's all about a lot of content. Raise your hand if you're a user experience designer or UX or IA kind of type person, really, really high. You're kind of sneaking in, but you are, it's true. You're probably the most important people in the room when it comes to the future, because that's really what has to happen, is what I call high fidelity design for the particular format, the particular context. Now, that said, the fact that advertising is lazy, that aside, are there ways that technology can help personalize the content relative to platform, relative to who the user is, relative to the point of time and the use that they need to do? What are the things that you found in content platforms like Sitecore, et cetera? And for example, for the Writers Guild, in the proposal we put together for them, we talked about how to personalize the content specifically to the particular user and the device. What do you think about that, technology as a mediator for experience?
Well, I probably shouldn't speak any client specifics, but just broadly, I think that there is a happy medium to the point you were saying about, okay, the same design cut and paste everywhere, maybe it's just annoying. But I think it's important, and even more important now that there's a lot of different platforms, that your brand be coherent and that you stick to the essence of that and make sure that people know that, hey, it's you that is launching this app or has this other website or this other kind of service. I think it's actually more important because it's easier to diverge and just quickly throw an app out there, right? And not even bother to style it, and okay, then people don't know that is your brand. And so your brand starts to get, to lose value. So there's other ways to make the experience more relevant and more interesting. And part of that is what Jose was saying, is to start, tailoring the experience to who you are. So if you're someone that, say, goes to a website and, let's say we're talking about car insurance, right? You're going to that website and you're always looking at insurance for your teenager that just got a car, right? Then it makes sense for you next time that you go on your mobile phone to have something that's relevant content about that, like maybe, hey, here are some tips for how to, teach your kids how to drive, or other content that is more relevant to you. And so you can make the content more relevant based on what you know about the person. But I think you need to still keep the brand intact as much as possible, because otherwise it takes away from the experience instead of enhancing it.